Hello everyone, welcome back to the Blue Who Review. Today I'm going to be talking about spin-offs I'd like to see Russell T Davies do. Now, we know there's definitely going to be spin-offs, obviously because it's been announced by him. What is surprising is we haven't really heard anything else though. We haven't seen any leaks of any kind. We haven't really heard anything about spin-offs yet, which makes me wonder what's actually going on with them at the moment. I suspect that they'll maybe be filming them in between series 14 and 15, or as they're filming series 15, maybe they set up sort of like Shooty's era and then they start the spin-offs. But interestingly, we haven't heard much about spin-offs. We know that there's not going to be a child spin-off, which I think it was announced by Russell T Davies because there isn't enough money for that. And there was obviously those rumours about that spin-off of all the monsters, like monsters having their own spin-off. But apart from that, we haven't heard much news, so that's really interesting. But today I'll be talking about what spin-offs I would like to see Russell T Davies do. Also, if you haven't seen already, I'm so close to 250 subscribers now, so thank you so much. And when I do reach that, I'll be doing my own version of Truthful Dare called Truthful Consequences. I've already had some really great ones, so make sure you get them in before I do the video, because it won't be long till that. So thank you for that. I'll leave the link in the description so you get involved. Okay, without no further ado, these are the spin-offs I would like to see Russell T Davies do. Great, so spin-off one, I would like to see a unit spin-off. Now, this also has been quite rumoured to be going around, and it is likely to be made, but I would really like to see a spin-off, particularly with Martha, Osgood, and Kate as the lead. I would really like to see that. It would make sense for Martha to be the lead, obviously, in the RTD2 era. That would be really cool. I'd love to see that, and also, I feel like it could fill out a load of plot holes, like Harmony Soul. We never really heard or saw about what happened after they sort of infiltrated UNIT in New York, so that would be a way to sort of tie up that plot hole. And this would be a really great spin-off to sort of like bring back returning characters. Obviously, where that support group where Kate said she's recruiting people, and she said it's all the companions. So I feel like it would be a good way of getting the companions back as well. So I feel like that would be quite a good spin-off, and I think this would be quite likely to be made. So hopefully Russell T Davies will be doing this. My second spin-off that I'd like to see Russell T Davies do is Time Agents. Now, this one we've heard a lot about in the Russell T Davies era, the first one, but we never really got much of an insight into what they were. I feel like this would be a really good spin-off to explore that further. I'd also like this spin-off to sort of be disconnected from Doctor Who, except with a few references, just so it can just like draw in new fans into the show, because with spin-offs, you do want to entertain the already fans, but you also want to bring new people into the Doctor Who world. So I feel like, except for a few references only fans will get, I feel like this one should be disconnected. But I feel like this would be a good one to sort of like bring in new fans as well. I don't want it to be like, I'd like it to be like spacey and futuristic and sort of like dark, sort of like Torchwood levels. Just, it'd be really interesting to see that sort of thing and what they could do with that. And also get some more answers about what the Time Agency is, what they do, who's involved. It could also bring some characters back as well, maybe some people from Torchwood as well, just as sort of link, obviously, because of between Captain Jack Harkness and the Time Agency. It'd just be a great thing to explore and to find out more about. Another spin-off I'd like to see is called Reign of the Lizard People. Now, this one I've made up completely by myself. This one I feel like would be a really cool one. What would happen is a group of people find a crash-landed like time traveling machine, not like a TARDIS, but sort of device, and then they accidentally use it and it sends them back into the Earth's past, back when the Silurians and Sea Devils ruled the Earth. That would be something really cool, and then through the series they're trying to get back, and obviously it'd be quite dangerous because obviously the Silurians and Sea Devils hunt them for sport. That would be something really cool. It'd also be something where I'd like it again to be disconnected from Doctor Who, except a few references, and obviously having the Sea Devils and Silurians. I'd like it to be sort of disconnected from Doctor Who so then we could bring in more fans. What could also happen with this spin-off, in the end of the first series, perhaps they get back to the modern day, but they get back to the modern day and humans haven't evolved. It's actually Silurians and Sea Devils, or Silurians or Sea Devils who rule the Earth, because I feel like the Silurians and Sea Devils would be at war. Now, that would be really cool, because then it also leads it on to the second series. I feel like they have to use the device to get back in time again to fix their mistakes. Obviously, they've gone back in time, and the Silurians and Sea Devils have seen that if they don't wipe out the apes, then they eventually take over the Earth. So that'd be a really cool thing to explore as well. So I feel like they'd have to go back in time and get that fixed. And also throughout the series, they start to fade away. So it's sort of like they haven't got much time. So it's like time is of the essence sort of thing, which would be really cool. So that'd be something that'd be really cool to explore. Again, Doctor Who related, but not too heavily involved, bringing new fans. Another spin-off I'd like to see is Obey Your Master. Now, this is a spin-off just like Doctor Who, except it's with the Master travelling through time and space. This would be something really cool. It'd be like Doctor Who, but completely different. We'd see different worlds, different like stories. Everything would be different because it's like the Master. It's all going to be dark and twisted and evil. Again, I'd like this on the tones of like Torchwood sort of thing. I also feel like he should have a human companion. This companion is like quite twisted and dark. but eventually travelling with the Master, she sees how dark and twisted he is, and actually evolves to be a better person, and in the end is actually this Master's downfall and her own. That would be something really cool to explore. It could also give us an insight into Russell T Davies' Master, if he does bring back the Master or a different version of Missy, say. That would be something really cool to explore. So yeah, that would be another thing. It'd be really like dark, like really horrifying monsters and everything. This one I'd really like to make really, really dark, just to give an insight into the Master's like dark and twisted mind. So that would be really good. And also we could see like regenerations from Sacha Dhawan's Master into the new Master, and then the new Master into the next Master. And it'd also be a great way to bring back old Masters as well. I feel like you couldn't have a Master spin-off without bringing the other ones back as well. So this one would be another really good one where we could explore the Master and see what he gets up to when the Doctor isn't there. Another spin-off I'd like to see is the Padanoster Gang. This one I would have said if we were to have a kids one, I'd probably make this one like the kids one, but obviously we're not going to be seeing that, so I'd make it more like, not adult theme, but just more of for an older audience. This one would be really good. I'd start it off as to see how it'd start off where Jenny and Vastra would meet for the first time. It'd sort of explore that, because it'd also help new audiences learn about these characters, because obviously as Doctor Who fans already know who they are. But it'd be a great insight for us as well to see how Jenny and Vastra met, because when we first saw them in A Good Man Goes to War, they already knew each other. So I feel like it'd be a great way to start that off, because we know how Strax meets Jenny and Vastra, but we don't know how Jenny and Vastra meet each other. So I feel like that would be a good insight. Maybe at the start it's just those two. That would be something really cool to look into. And then obviously we could start it around where Vastra kills Jack the Ripper, because we know she does in The Good Man Goes to War. So it'd be like a good starting point to start off there. And then obviously as the series goes on, we meet Strax as well. You could explore some interesting things here. I'd like to see like Vastra put in a zoo or something like that. It'd be really interesting, because obviously, you know, it's sort of like a disfigurement, people would say she has, even though she's a Silurian. People would say she's got a disfigurement, so they might put her in a zoo. That would be some like cool concept to explore. Also, I feel like it would fit well in the RTD2 era, because like obviously Russell T Davies wants to make Doctor Who like one of the most diverse shows on TV, which makes brilliant sense. So I feel like this would really fit in well with Jenny and Vastra, obviously. So it'd be a really good one to explore. So yeah, this one I'd like to see as well be made by him. Another one I'd like to see is called Universal Dangers. Now this is based off the Monster spin-off as well. It's been heavily rumoured, so it's likely to be made. Yeah, this would be really cool, just to see what monsters get up to when the Doctor isn't there and when they're not held back by the Doctor. It'd be a great way to see like them at war with each other sometimes and stuff like that. Again, another really good one that you just get to explore monsters more, and I feel like it'd be a really enjoyable series if the episodes are written good. So that's another spin-off I'd like to see Russell T Davies do. Another spin-off I'd like to see is Division Dark Times. Now this one I really would like for it to be explored. I feel like the Dark Times, like when time ran wild, is such an interesting concept, and there's so much to explore. I feel like it needs its whole spin-off in itself, and it'd be really something cool to explore. Again, I'd like it quite dark, because I feel like that era would be dark. Obviously it's called Dark Times. That would be really cool. I'd like to see actually the fugitive Doctor take a lead. I think she deserves her own spin-off. She's a really good Doctor, and I'd like to see like Gat, Carvinista and Lee make an appearance as well as her companions. That would be really cool. Again, it'd be something really cool to explore. We could have returning characters such as Passenger, and we could also have the old Swarm. It'd just be a really cool thing to bring in as well. Just something really interesting. I'd really like to see that explored, because I feel like that's such an interesting time of Doctor Who that's really hasn't been touched on at all. But it's a great concept by Chris Chibnall, so I'd really like to see that explored as well. And those are the spin-offs I'd like to see Russell T Davies do. Again, I would like to see more, but these are just some picks that if I could choose what I would like to see him do. They are an interesting concept, and I would like to see some things explored more. Let me know what spin-offs you'd like to see that I've made up as well. Thank you for Jonathan for giving me this suggestion. I've really made enjoying this video, so thank you. And if anyone else has any other suggestions, please do let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully see you in my next video soon. Thank you everyone, take care.